Okay, so when it comes to a basic eyeshadow look, there are three things. You have a transition color, you have a color that goes on your outer V, and you have a color that goes in your on your lid. There's really no real way. You know, you could do whatever you want. Like, makeup is very creative. You could do whatever you want. But these are just like basic steps and basic concepts to doing eyeshadow for you to understand, you know, a light shadow, a dark shadow, a transition color, and where do these go on your lid to give you that, you know, that really good look. So for this video, for my my basic eyeshadow look, I'm going to use the Tartelette palette by Tarte. It's a Tartelette in Bloom palette. I love this palette because it has every component that you need. It has your transition colors. This is like a warm transition color. This one is like a cool tone transition color. It has your light colors that you would use on your lid. It has dark colors right here. I feel like this palette is a very good palette for beginners. Like I said, there's really no real way, but you need to understand just the basics and how to blend different colors together. So I'm just going to jump right into this. I've already primed my eyes. I don't use a primer. I use concealer. Whatever concealer that I'm using to highlight, I use as my as a base for my eyeshadow. I also set that with a translucent powder, and I use the Cover FX translucent powder in translucent light. So that's what I do as my base. I don't use a eyeshadow primer. I just conceal my eyes with concealer and set it. So from here, you would start with a transition color. Transition colors are very important because it gives the rest of the color something to blend into. It helps for your eyeshadow look to look seamlessly, to look blended, gradient. Like, you want a gradient. You just don't want a harsh color sitting there. You want it to blend into something. That's what makes the eyeshadow look so good, so clean, so professional. So you always start with a transition color. Transition colors tend to be like colors like this, very light, very this is like a warm tone transition color. This color right here is a very cool tone transition color. You could use really any color with some pigment. These I would not recommend for transition colors because they're too light and they wouldn't show up, and the other shadows would overtake it. So colors, all of these colors, not these colors, this is too harsh. These are too harsh to be a transition color, but this could be one. You just have to use it very lightly. But these two and this one are mainly your transition colors, depending on the look that you're going for. I'm gonna do a very simple look. So I'm gonna, as you can see, this color is my favorite color because it has a hole in it, but it's Smarty Pants. So I'm gonna go into Smarty Pants, and we're gonna put that, and you put that in your crease. So you take a blending brush and you want to go into your crease. Here, you're gonna take it and we're just gonna pop that in the crease. Now what I like to do first is I do like little circular motions to kind of place the color, and then I'll do sweeping motions. So you just want that in your crease. And you put it in your crease and you blend it a little bit above your crease. Because once again, this is giving your eyeshadow gradient something to transition into. So once you got the pigment to where you desire, you would go into your onto your next color, which would be a darker color. Your darker color goes on, these colors would go on your outer V, and this is your outer V right here, your outer V area. This is where darker colors go. So I'm gonna pick up, I think I'm gonna pick up, I don't want anything too dark. I'm gonna pick up Leader. This is like a very maroon looking color. Just gonna dab it in there. Always be careful when you get with the dark colors. Start with less. Less is more with the dark colors. Do not pick up more at first. Start little and then build, because you can go really wrong with a dark color, and it's harder to correct that than with a light color. With light colors you can correct it, but with the dark color it's really hard. So pick up a little bit on your brush, and you're just gonna place it in that outer V. I always place it, so just pat it in the outer V. And then you can blend into the crease, into the transition color, but just keep it on that outer V. And then depending on the darkness that you want, you can build up, you can leave it there. It's really up to you and how you're feeling that day. This is a very basic eyeshadow look, so I'm not gonna do full glam. I'm just gonna add a little bit for those girls who are just starting and they don't want nothing too harsh. So I'm just gonna do a little bit. So you just wanna put that on your outer V, and you wanna make sure that you blend that. And then from here, we're going to take that same brush that we used in our transition color. I'm going to dip that in our transition color, and I'm going to go over that, over the edges of that. Because like I said, transition color is for the shadows to blend into, to give it seamlessly. You don't want any harsh lines. So always go back with that transition color and blend everything out. Blend out the edges, everything. So once you blended everything out, everything looks blended. It's all, no harsh lines, no anything. From here, you want to go in with, you can do a light shadow, or you could do a shimmer shadow. I'm going to do both just for the purpose of this video. For, you know, anybody who just wants to do another matte light color on the lid, or if you want to do a shimmer, it's all up to you. But you know, light colors and shimmers, they go on the lid, and they go in the corner of your eye. That's where they go. So I'm gonna take the pinky color in this palette. It's a light pink. It's called Flower Child. And for the lid, I would use a brush that's like this, that's very flat, kind of tapered. It's just really flat. It's not like all the way flat. It still has like some blending abilities, but it's mostly flat. This is good for like packing on color. That's the type of brush you want. You want a brush that you can pack on color with. So I'm gonna tap that in there just a little bit, and then I'm gonna place it on my lid. Kind of like a cut crease, but not really, because we're not really cutting the crease, but you're just giving that space color, because it tends to, you know, get washed out from all the previous color. So I'll just place that. And then from there, I would take the brush that has the darkness, the dark color on it. I would take that and go ahead and re-hit that over that. And then I would take the brush that I use in the transition, and I would take the transition and I would go over that. Because once again, we always want everything to look seamlessly. And I would just blend it. Make sure everything is well blended together. So your shimmer can it's the same way how you apply the light colors, you apply the shimmer on your lid space in your inner corner. So I'm gonna take this shimmery color, it's called Fun Girl, and I'm just gonna take that on that same flat brush, and you would just do the same thing. You would just add it into on your lid. And go back over. Just make sure everything is blended out. If the shimmer got in, you know, on the dark part, you can go ahead and take some more shadow. Go ahead and hit that up a little bit. The key to eyeshadow is just really blending, and just making sure those shadows are blended really nicely. This is why we take all day to get ready, because it's all about blending. Take some more of that transition color and just go over all the edges. Make sure everything is soft, everything is blended. And that's it for the basic eyeshadow. It's very simple. It's not that hard. So that's it. It's just all up to you and what you want to do. But that's the basic steps in eyeshadow. So from there, you could also highlight your brow bone. So you would take that same color that you use on your lid, a light color, or you could take the white color. I'll take the white color. In the palette, it's called Charmer. You could take that and you run it under your brow bone. This gives your brow bone a pop. And also, if you bring up the shadow a little too high, you can use this to calm it down. And then you can also use your highlighter that you use on your brow, on your face. You can use that to highlight under your brow bone. This just gives your brow bone some more pop. In the corners of your eyes and your tear ducts. Add some of that shimmer. This helps to give your eyeshadow a pop. And that's basically it. That is just seriously it. Eyeshadow is not that bad. It does get complicated when you get a little bit more into it. But for the basics of eyeshadow and a basic look, this would be it. It's very simple. It's very easy. It's not that hard. With practice, you'll get better. Now, I also want to do a lash application because I've gotten asked how you apply lashes. So I wanted to do a lash application for this video as well, since it all ties in, because eyelashes help to make eyeshadow pop. It helps to make that look just boom. Lashes are a key, and they go hand in hand, and they make the look beautiful. So for this purpose, I'm gonna use Huda Beauty lashes. This is in Sasha number 11. Got these from Sephora. I've always wanted to try Huda Beauty products. I haven't tried the eyeshadow palette. I haven't tried the lip colors, but I got the lashes, so we're gonna use these. Now, when it comes to lashes, the glue does not matter to me. Well, don't use hair glue. A lot of girls use hair glue, and I don't know why you guys use hair glue. That is just really just not okay. I feel like it's not really gonna stick anyway, and it can mess up your eyeshadow. What I always recommend is you use a clear glue. Clear glue. I don't use black glue, because if you do your eyeshadow and then you mess up, and the shadow and the glue can get on your eyeshadow, and I don't have time for that. So I always use a clear glue, because if it gets on your shadow, it dries clear and you don't even notice it. So I would recommend using a clear glue. I use the little glues that come with the lashes. I'll use Duo. I think it's called Duo glue. Duo lash glue. I use that. those work just fine. House of Lashes has a glue I heard everybody talking about. It don't matter. Just make sure it's clear, and trust me, you'll be just fine. And then I also use tweezers. Tweezers like this. You could use your fingers. Some girls use their fingers, but I just like tweezers better. So you need tweezers. You may also need some scissors. And that's pretty much it. That's all you need. So when taking it off, be very careful. Don't be rough, because you could tend to rip a lash off, and we don't want that. We need all the lashes on here. So what I do is I take it from the end and I just gently pull it up like that. Be careful, and then I'll gently keep pulling it. Like, be soft, because this is glued to this little part. So I would do that. Like that. And then you want to measure it. You always want to measure, because the lash could be long. The lash could be short. If you have big eyes, the lash could be short. You know, so you always want to place it on your eyelid before you glue it down. So you would place it down and just make sure that it can sit comfortably on your eye. And these fit my eye pretty good. I don't need to cut them. I feel like they'll fit very nicely on my eye. So I'm just gonna take the other one off. So if you guys been, you know, you get your lashes done, or you do your lashes and you feel like something's poking you, that could be it. Because you need to first put them on your eye and measure them. And then always cut from the end. If you're gonna cut them, never cut from the front. The front is already perfectly tapered and you don't want to mess that up. Always cut from the end. So that's the end part of the lash. That's what you would cut, the end part. Don't cut from the beginning. So since they're fine, I'm just gonna go into gluing them on. And now, when applying the glue, you don't want to apply a lot. Do not apply a lot, okay? You want a nice layer. Not too thin, not too thick. Just something really nice. Nice, smoothed out layer on the whole lash. So that's how it should look. A nice thin layer. Now we're going to leave that there, because before you apply them, let them sit for a minute. Let the glue dry and let them get a little tacky. You don't want the glue to get too clear. You want it to be some clear, some white. Okay, but we just want to let it sit there for a minute, let the glue get sticky, because that's going to be better for when you apply it. If you notice that when you do it, you plop it right on and they don't stick, it's because the glue has to dry. So if you let the glue dry just a little bit, it'll be easier for you to apply it, because some parts will be sticky and some parts will not. And it also leaves you room to fix. Because sometimes you can put it on and then it, you know, it's a little, you need to move it, slide it down, do this. So it being not all the way dry gives you that room. So I just say let it dry for about, you know, a minute or so. Not too long, but enough to where it's clear and still white. Just let it naturally do its thing. So once it has gotten to where it's some clear, some white, like that. You see how you can see it has dried a little? Let me see. I'm trying to show you. See how you can see like it dried a little, but it's still white? Like that. Once you do that, pick up your tweezers, pick up the lash. Now, this is the key to putting on lashes. Do not put your lashes on straight on. Okay? That's not cute. This is not cute. Do not go like this. Do not go straight on, okay? When you're applying lashes, you want to tilt it up. like that. See how your lashes go like that? That's how you want the lashes to go. Do not go like this, because you're not really getting that full effect of the lashes. So you want to apply them like this, going down at an angle. And you want to set them not on your lashes, but on the, like on your lash band. That's where you want them to go, on your lash band. Where you would do your, you know, your liner, you want it to go on there. So now that has dried, we're gonna line, I think it's called, I forgot what this is called, but it has a name for it. But you're gonna line under here. It's basically like your waterline right here, but it's under here. So you're gonna do that. Go ahead and water your, go ahead and line your bottom liner. Okay. Now we're gonna take the mascara, and what I do is I put my pinky finger right here and I press the mascara on my lashes into the falsies. And also go ahead and get the little baby hair lashes that be right there. And once you have done that, we're gonna take our tweezers and we're going to smash the lashes and our lashes together. And then from here, I would take a liquid liner or gel liner, whatever liner you like to use. I would take that liner and I would just line the lash band. Because sometimes there could be clear glue right there a little bit, and you just want to cover that. So that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was very informational for you. Every part that I use will be listed in the description box below. So thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye.